Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel General Hospital today. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Spoilers, is Drew responsible for Jason's setup? According to General Hospital spoilers, Drew Quartermaine is determined to get rid of Jason Morgan at all costs. Could Drew be scheming with Jack Brennan to blame Jason for Cyrus Renault's death? Is Drew the reason Brennan is targeting Jason? Drew Quartermaine is a dirty senator. Drew is already working with Jens, and Sidwell has attempted to kill Jason at least twice. Sidwell is also the prime suspect in the bombing of Sonny Corinthos' penthouse. Sidwell was clearly trying to eliminate Sonny, yet Drew still wants him to work with him. Drew is also seeking to take Sonny's peers away for Sidwell. Drew is turning his friends and family against each other. Drew initiated an affair with Nina Reeves mainly to make him move for her daughter, Willow Corinthos. Drew is now lying to Willow about his meeting with Jason after breaking up their marriage. Drew's as crooked as they come. Drew Quartermaine promises to obey Sam McCall's wishes. Drew promised Sam before she died that he would follow her wants and ensure her children remained together. Drew, on the other hand, left the Quartermaine estate after Jason came in. Now Sam's children are divided and rarely see each other. Sam would be unhappy with Drew for what he has done and continues to do. Drew has stepped in and divided Sam's children, who have lived their entire lives together. Drew is terrible and should not be permitted to do this to the children. Drew is doing everything for spite, just to get back at Jason. Jason urged Drew to find a settlement and allowed the children to be together, and all he does is lie about Jason's visit. Drew Quartermaine and Jason Morgan bear the same DNA, so how does the WSB have Jason's DNA? Jason has already worked with Brennan, although there is no requirement for Brennan to have his hair. Drew, on the other side, may supply the hair to position Jason at the crime spot. Drew's circumstances should be reversed, and it should be established that he supplied these hair samples. Will Carly Spencer unearth out what Brennan is doing with Jocelyn Jacks and put the pieces together? Will Drew and Brennan be spotted together, resulting in a connection? Drew is very likely in over his head in this position, and he needs to be held accountable. Will the tables be turned and Drew exposed as the dishonest politician that he is? Brennan makes a confession. Today's General Hospital spoilers suggest that the drama is not calming down. A frantic Portia turns to Ava, Cody gives something shocking to Dante, Rocco lashes out at Danny, Felicia backs Anna, Jason is prepared for anything, Maxie tries to stop Lulu from being discovered, and Brennan needs to tell Carly something crucial. Portia tried to reject Drew's attempts to blackmail her into performing him a favor, but was caught aback when he used proof that she tampered with Heather's blood test results as leverage to force her hand. Caught between a rock and a hard place, she begs Ava for help. "If you don't help me fix it," she laments, "my life is completely over." Reflecting on his prior relationship with Brooke Lynn and how nothing came of their teenage fling at summer camp, Dante believes it's all in the past. But Cody replies, what if something comes of it? How would Dante react when he realizes that Brooke Lynn had his baby all those years ago? In the Quartermaine kitchen, Rocco is unhappy at Danny. "You had no right to tell your father," he shouts fiercely. Will Danny regret telling Jason that Charlotte messaged Rocco again? Felicia recognizes Anna's state and is delighted to encourage her friend. What will we do about it? She asks the commissioner. But is this about one of the many recent crimes in Port Charles, or something closer to home, such as Emma? Jason was eager to do whatever he could to protect Sasha, and he is naturally inclined to assist anyone he considers family or a friend. If something comes up, he promised someone, "I'll be ready to go." Reverting to old habits, Maxie volunteered to keep guard while Lulu snooped about Martin's room. However, when Martin insists on finishing their talk and heading inside, she panics. "Martin, Please wait. She yells as Lulu jumps inside the room and drops the papers she is holding. Can Maxie stall the attorney long enough for Lulu to conceal her tracks? Carly and Jack's fledgling relationship has struck a rocky patch as they manage their feelings, and it appears that this date night has met a hiccup. Carly, there is something else going on, he says. He wouldn't admit to recruiting Jocelyn to work for the WSB, would he? General Hospital's Steve Burton made a mistake with Michelle Lundstrom. Steve Burton, widely recognized for his representation as Jason Morgan on the popular ABC serial, is under scrutiny for supposedly making a huge blunder with his current partner, Michelle Lundstrom. General Hospital's Steve Burton made a mistake with Michelle Lundstrom. As many of our readers are aware, Steve asked Michelle the all-important question on New Year's Day. It's the start of something new, hopefully full of love and positivity, because Steve has been through a lot to get to where he is now. After all, the daytime television star made international headlines when his ex-wife Sherry Gustin announced on social media that she was expecting. However, Steve was anxious to make out that it was not his baby. It did not take him long to file for divorce. Now that Steve has discovered love again with Michelle, he vows to do things correctly. However, it has been revealed that Paul and Michelle are only now moving in together, leaving many people doubting if this is the right step or if it is too late. After all, no one genuinely gets to know the person they are intending to marry until they have lived with for an extended period of time, right? That's what some of Steve's critics allege. Other fans, however, believe Steve and Michelle are simply doing what is best for them and their own personal timeline. Given Steve's recent legal and custody troubles with his former Sherry, it's possible that he couldn't take this move with Michelle until the situation was opportune. What's next for Steve and Michelle? So far, Steve Burton has not made any additional comments about the matter, though it seems unlikely that he will at this point. Spoilers, Lucas informs Brad that he will never reconcile with him. Things were heating up in Miami between Dr. Lucas Jones and Brad Cooper. Brad put an end to it, informing Lucas that he needed to confess something. Brad would just have to confess that he was blackmailing Dr. Portia Robinson with Heather Weber's doctored test results. However, we assume Brad will keep that tiny detail to himself for the time being. Brad would probably say that he has never stopped loving him. But now that Selena Wu has given Drew Quartermaine that knowledge, it is practically certain that this will come back to haunt Brad, and he will bear the price, while Lucas will cancel their reunion. Brad Cooper and Lucas Jones take things slow. After spending the night together in Miami, Lucas will want to take things slowly with Brad. Brad will agree, since he is simply glad to have Lucas back. When they return to Port Charles, everyone, notably Carly Spencer, Lucas' sister, will be startled to see them together again. However, Brad is in for a startling revelation. Portia Robinson is fired and blames Brad Cooper after Drew reveals Portia's role in fabricating Heather Weber's test results. Portia knows Drew received the information from Brad and blames him. Portia will be outraged and confront Brad at the hospital. Brad will, of course, deny everything and blame Selena, but Portia will know he was involved. Portia would also say Brad was blackmailing her. Lucas will overhear and be pretty displeased. Lucas Jones confronts Brad Cooper. Lucas will shortly approach Brad and demand the truth. Is he responsible for this, and was he blackmailing Portia? Brad will be unable to lie and reveal the truth to Lucas. He was blackmailing Portia, and he did give the test results to his aunt Selena so he wouldn't have to return and work for her. Lucas would be enraged, telling him that he can't believe he ever accepted him back and that he will never change. He informs Brad that he will never reconcile with him and that their relationship is done forever. What do you think? What are your thoughts? Do you believe Portia will be discovered and blame Brad? Will Brad confess to Lucas? Do you believe Lucas will inform Brad that he will never reconcile with him? Did Sonny overdose on digitalis? General Hospital spoilers reveal, Cyrus's copycat killer strikes. General Hospital teasers claim that Sonny Corinthos may overdose on digitalis if Cyrus Renault's copycat killer hits. Who knows? Maybe someone ends up pursuing Sonny using Cyrus' favorite means of killing. As Sonny struggles with heart troubles, this must be getting worse. By putting off his operation and focusing on other concerns, Sonny might be jeopardizing himself. Sonny had planned to have his procedure and rehabilitation period outside of town, but that may not be possible. Sonny could need to be transferred to GH soon in the case that he experiences a significant heart attack in Port Charles. The fact that an intruder tried to assassinate Sonny in his penthouse must never be forgotten. Michael Corinthos got caught in the flames instead, although the hit was certainly intended for Sonny. Therefore, at some point, someone will seek to accomplish the assignment. Because the penthouse explosion failed and garnered a lot of attention, the perpetrator may attempt a less obvious, simpler technique this time. Sonny does not believe Sidwell was responsible for the penthouse explosion, but we cannot rule him out just yet. Even if Sidwell is not at fault, he is nevertheless making forceful overtures towards Sonny, which could aggravate the issue. Both Sonny's cardiology appointment and the fact that Natalia Ramirez accompanied him are known to Sidwell. All of this could be impacted by Sidwell's residual possessiveness over Natalia. Whatever the case, Sidwell is aware of Sonny's cardiac troubles and may eventually manipulate them to his advantage. However, Sidwell wants to appear pleasant and become a significant person in PC, so he doesn't need to raise any more red flags than necessary. What if Sidwell chooses someone to be a Cyrus copycat killer while Sonny is in the hospital? Is it realistic for Sonny to overdose on digitalis and end up losing his life? The cops appear to believe Cyrus has left for good, thus they may be concerned about misdirected followers ready to continue his purpose. It would be an excellent idea to throw the PCPD off track and draw attention away from Sidwell's personal grudge against Sonny. Of course, Sonny's life would be saved in the end, but he may have a close encounter that leaves everyone scared. Although Jocelyn Jacks defeated Cyrus, his go-to-digitalis technique may live on if Sonny is targeted with it. Our forecasts indicate that Sonny will encounter some significant surprises, so stay tuned for updates on all of the stunning news and growing threats. According to General Hospital teasers, Sonny's life may be in peril in the upcoming chapter of this plot. Brooke Lynn Quartermain had spent years concealing the harsh memories of her past, keeping the truth about the child she had previously borne. But secrets had a way of reappearing, no matter how deeply they were buried. Now, as she sat at the gorgeous Quartermain home, she realized she couldn't maintain a secret any longer. Across from her, Lois Cerullo folded her arms, her sharp eyes narrowing in concern and inquiry. "Did you tell Chase?" she inquired, her tone a mix of astonishment and caution. Brooke Lynn inhaled deeply and nodded. "I had to, Ma. It wasn't fair to hide it from him any longer." Lois sat forward. "What made you decide that now was the time?" Brooke Lynn hesitated, contemplating the night before. She and Chase had shared one of the most intimate moments of their marriage, both physically and emotionally. She could see the sorrow in Chase's eyes after everything they had gone through, from their efforts to conceive to the sad news that Chase would be unable to have children. He had confided in her, stating that he thought he was depriving her of the opportunity to become a mother. "I couldn't sit there and let him believe that I'd never had the experience of carrying a child," she reminded him softly. "I owed him the truth." Lois glanced at her daughter and nodded slowly. "And how did he handle it?" Brooke Lynn mustered a little smile. "He was incredible. He listened, understood, and did not judge me." Her expression darkened substantially. "I did not tell him everything, though." Lois leaned back. "I neglected one vital fact. Dante." Brooke Lynn nodded. If Chase found out that Dante was the father, he would be destroyed. And then he'd have to keep that secret. I couldn't do that to him. Lois groaned, realizing the gravity of her daughter's decision. You did the right thing, baby girl. Brooklyn nodded again, inhaling deeply. For the first time in years, I feel like I can finally put the past behind me. However, neither of them realized that the past was about to resurface in unexpected ways. A new beginning for Ava and Rick elsewhere in Port Charles. Ava Jerome's bedroom's silky drapes reflected the warm glow of early morning sunlight. She shifted beneath the blankets, feeling the warmth of the man next to her. Rick Lansing lay on his back with his hand on his chest and a languid smile on his lips. It's a new day, he muttered, tilting his head to face her. Ava stretched and let out a contented sigh. That is it. For the first time in a long time, I genuinely feel free. The custody trial lingered over her like a storm cloud for weeks, threatening to upend her life. But now that it was over, she could finally breathe again. Rick supported himself on one elbow and carefully observed her. Are you certain this is over? Because Sonny isn't the sort to let go. Ava's smile darkened as she pondered his remarks. I don't know, she said. But if he was planning something, I doubt he'd let me off so simply. In any case, our trial preparation was not in vain. Rick grinned, coming in to give her a lingering kiss. No, it definitely wasn't. As they intertwined again beneath the blankets, neither of them observed the storm rising just outside their neatly created walls. A shocking revelation for the Davis women. The mood inside Alexis Davis's legal office was tight. Her children Christina and Molly, as well as Dante Falconeri, were sat around her desk. Are you sure about this? Alexis questioned, her voice measured but full of concern. Dante nodded. That was Cyrus. He's the one who killed Sam. Christina let out a gasp, and Molly reached for her mouth. But why? Alexis commanded. Why would he target Sam? Dante breathed and leaned forward. Cyrus believed he was carrying out a divine purpose. He initially assaulted Liz and Lucky, but when they fought back, he began chatting. He claimed to be relieving victims of their agony. Molly shook her head in surprise. So he believed he was doing God's work? Dante's jaw tightened. And he considered Sam as a roadblock in that approach. He feared she was interfering with his mission, especially when it came to Lulu. Alexis stiffened. Lulu? Dante's expression clouded. Cyrus had been seeing her for months, injecting her with medications that were steadily killing her liver. He tried to place her in a predicament from which she could never recover. Christina's voice trembled with wrath. That monster should be locked up, Dante said solemnly. That is the problem. We don't know where he is. Those statements weighed heavy on the room. If Cyrus was still out there, none of them would be secure. Laura and Martin face a painful truth at General Hospital. Laura Collins leaned against the counter, her fingers holding the edge tightly as she attempted to stay steady. Felicia Scorpio stood across from her, giving her a compassionate look. I can't believe this is happening, Laura said. Felicia stretched out and squeezed her hand. Your family has gone through hell, Laura. But you're strong, you'll get through this. Before Laura could react, Martin Gray entered the room. His face was marked with tiredness, and his normally professional demeanor was slightly unkempt. Felicia gave them a bit before softly sneaking out. Laura turned to face Martin. Did you hear? Martin nodded. The PCPD came to my door this morning. I found out what our brother did. His voice cracked. Laura inhaled hard. And now he's disappeared. He wanted to assassinate Lulu, Martin. More than once. Martin's face turned pale. I wanted to assume that he had changed. Laura's eyes welled up with sorrow. In his mind, it was. Martin's heart sunk as she recalled the horrors Cyrus had done on countless individuals, not just Lulu. He was playing God, Martin responded slowly, his voice thick with regret. Laura's jaw constricted. And I didn't see it. If we don't find him soon, Martin, we're all in danger. Martin paused, his next words appearing like treason. Port Charles was on the verge of mayhem as the day unfolded. Maybe if Jason got to him first, we'd all be better off. Anna Devane considered the possibility that Jason Morgan was implicated for Cyrus's abduction. Jason, in turn, spoke with Sonny Corinthos and angrily denied any involvement. Trina Robinson sought consolation from Ava following her conflicted sentiments toward Kai. Meanwhile, Kai found himself at differences with an old buddy who disliked his budding bond with Trina. Joe's arrival in the Quartermain residence interrupted Brooke Lynn's talk with Lois, sending a thrill of anxiety through Lois. The past was colliding with the present. And the impacts had only barely begun. Lulu's intel, Rocco versus Danny, Cody's clue, and Portia's wrong move, today on GH, prepare for a whirl of drama, action, and betrayal. Lulu Spencer will receive an unexpected bit of information. Rocco Falconeri blows up at Danny Morgan. Cody Bell delivers a tip to Dante Falconeri. Additionally, Portia Robinson turns to Ava Vitali. Portia Robinson's wrong move followers could expect her to freak out following her altercation with Drew Kane Quartermain. Portia now has her hands tied. Of course, Portia could simply tell Drew to piss off, but she would have to face the repercussions. Portia would surely lose not only her profession, but also everyone's respect. Not to mention how Trina Robinson would see her mother's test tampering practices. Trina may have been hurt by the Heather Weber occurrence, but tampering with test results is not something she would approve of her mother doing, regardless of the cause. Portia tears to Ava, confessing her entire life is ruined. Ava might have a solution, but does Portia really want to go there? Cody Bell's clue over with Dante, he will continue to chat to Cody. The two men mentioned Lulu, Sam McCall, and Brooke Lynn Quartermain. In the preview clip, Cody says, "What if something came of it?" Given that BLQ informed Cody about her pregnancy years ago, may he drop a hint to Dante? Cody made a commitment to BLQ, although he is also Dante's friend. Maxie Jones Damage Control General Hospital teasers for today hint that Maxie Jones will have to undertake extensive damage control. Martin Gray enters while Lulu is gathering information. Maxie yells and attempts to stop him, loud enough to warn Lulu. However, it appears Martin is prepared to blast through the door. Back to Lulu, what will she do with the discovery of Brooke Lynn and Dante's hidden love child? Fans might also anticipate Rocco to battle Danny. Rocco would be enraged that Danny showed Charlotte Cassidy's note to Jason Morgan. Speaking of Jason, he tells someone that if something comes up, he'll be prepared. Jack Brennan appears to tell Carly Spencer that something else is going on. But will he actually give Carly the whole truth? Probably not. Felicia Scorpio and Anna Devane also put their heads together. This is Chad Duell's post-General Hospital project. Chad Duell left General Hospital in a blaze of glory after his character Michael was trapped in a firebomb. The bomb was intended for his father, Sonny, and Michael is today rehabbing at a clinic in Germany, where he wants to get his burn scars removed. As a result, Duell has abandoned the program for the foreseeable future, but has not ruled out a comeback. The actor has been living his best life post-GH and just disclosed some fantastic news with his followers. Chad Duell of General Hospital and Stony Point Entertainment uploaded an Instagram image with multiple photos and a lengthy commentary that read, "The play's the thing." Today, the actors and production team announced it officially. At Dually Chad Duell and at Zach Mendes will star in the world premiere of Yum Yum at Annapolis, a new play by Ed Burserisman. He then added an interesting description of what would happen next, writing, "Rehearsals begin with a table read next week, followed by a public, full-tech, costumed, invited audience concert reading in April in Los Angeles at the legendary El Portal Theater in NoHo. It's the beginning of a voyage to New York, where an off-Broadway run is scheduled for late fall." The General Hospital actor went on to explain about the play's director, Bruce Reisman, who has previously written for television, including T.J. Hooker and the Young Riders, as well as the upcoming feature Married Alive, co-starring Zach Mendes. Reisman will also direct his two-hander, inspired by the real-life friendship in 1939 between American writer and legend Eugene O'Neill and a young sailor who was recruited as a handyman to restore the front porch where O'Neill penned Long Day's Journey into Night. These two stage-trained professionals will share the stage alone for 90 minutes. Duell said, "It will be the acting Olympics for these guys." Harrington Media completes the team as its company manager. #theater, #photo off the day, #off-Broadway, #play, #drama, #icon, #stage, #actors. The photos were shot at the El Portal Theater, with the first featuring Duell and Mendes, and the second showcasing the playbill. The two actors were followed by Reisman and Dorothy Amos, a television and film costume designer and stylist. Another photo was taken outside the theater, with its historic marquee. Cameron Matheson, Duell's General Hospital co-star, shared some applauding emojis, and at Lissekfree wrote, "Congrats Chad, knew you were looking to flex those acting muscles. Bravo. Clapping hands, you will be fantastic, but you are also needed back on GH. You are missing, things have been bad lately. We need Dark Michael back to take his revenge, winking face. General Hospital spoilers, Lois' deception with an imposter at Brooklyn's reunion, is Joe's secret safe? General Hospital spoilers and updates suggest that Lois Cerullo is considering bringing in a lookalike for a reconciliation with Brooklyn Quartermain. Is Lois willing to go to extreme lengths to conceal the truth about Giovanni Gio Palmieri? Lois has been very nervous about the family secret. Lois is under strain as the dread of her hidden past being discovered grows stronger than ever with Brooklyn's recent confession to Harrison Chase. The issue has intensified. Chase is oblivious that Dante Falconeri is the biological father, but he is aware that Brooklyn had a kid she placed for adoption while she was a teenager. Chase is now ready to help Brooklyn discover her long-lost kid, if she chooses to take that road. It appears like this GH tale is going to turn serious, placing Lois in a vulnerable predicament. As the stress increases, it becomes evident that Lois is about to confront some serious difficulties. Brooklyn says her mother manipulated an adoption agency to get a loving home for her baby. However, the truth is much more complicated. Lois privately negotiated with Gloria Cerullo to place the child with a distant family cousin. There's a potential Lois will undercut the search, but it would be dreadful to make it appear as if the child has rejected Brooklyn or, worse, has died. Could Lois influence the search to assure Brooklyn ends up with a phony child instead? Because Brooklyn never knew the baby's gender, Lois could easily hire a bogus daughter. Alternatively, if Lois wishes to stick closer to the truth, she might choose a phony son. Adapting Valentine Cassidy's approach? Lois might very well invent a ruse similar to Valentine Cassidy's attempt to reunite Nina Reeves with her supposed daughter. While Valentine had his own objective when he hired Sasha Corbin to imitate Nina's long-lost child, the overall premise is alarmingly similar. Lois may choose to pay someone to play the part of Brooklyn's child, allowing for a blissful reunion. This person could reassure Brooklyn of a fulfilling life with an adopted family, allaying her anxieties. However, if Brooklyn seeks a genuine connection with her manufactured kid, problems may occur, but there are likely to be answers. Drew Kane's path toward irredeemability seemed to be almost complete. The mistakes he has made have isolated him from both his family and friends, and while there may have been moments of goodwill, the consequences of his actions have been impossible to ignore. Willow Tate, on the other hand, may yet have a chance at atonement if she makes the right decisions in the future. Willow's relationship history has not been wonderful. She deceived her first husband, Chase, with Michael, before subsequently cheating Michael with Drew. While her personal decisions have been questionable at best, her role as a mother has remained stable. Despite every blunder, she has consistently demonstrated love and concern for Wiley and Amelia. The best thing she can do now is concentrate on them, making sure that their needs are fulfilled above everything else. Michael's involvement in their life has certainly lessened while he recovers in Germany from significant burns, but it does not mean he should be replaced. Willow must take responsibility for showcasing his value to their children, assuring them that their father loves them and will return when he is healthy. Allowing Drew to step in as a surrogate father would be a violation of Michael's duties, as well as delivering the wrong message to her children about love and loyalty. Breaking the cycle. One of Willow's main flaws has been her tendency to romanticize the men who come to her rescue. She accepted it herself, confessing that she may have fallen for Drew since she thought he had saved her during her cancer battle. However, Drew was simply one component of a much wider support system. Her survival was not owing to him alone, yet she clung to him as if he were the only hero of her story. Michael and Willow's marriage has all but ended. The wounds from her betrayal, along with the persistent obstacles of their union, make reconciliation unlikely. While a divorce is coming, Willow's biggest misstep now would be to hurry into another deep relationship with Drew. She needs time to recoup, ponder, and learn to stand on her own without relying on a caring relationship. Her first essential step in the correct way was turning down Drew's offer to move in together. His grand gesture of getting a new home and suggesting that they live together as one blended family may have appeared enticing, but Willow rightly declined. Instead, she's decided to stay with Nina for now. Though their mother-daughter connection is challenging, Nina's ideas toward Drew may not be unjustified. She realizes how detrimental he has been in Willow's life and understands that her daughter needed away from him. A path to redemption. If Willow truly wants to redeem herself, she must build the strength to prioritize herself and her children rather than relying on romantic safety nets. That involves setting boundaries with Drew, working on her own personal development, and making sure Wiley and Amelia feel safe, loved, and connected to their father. If she can do all of this, perhaps she will emerge from this circumstance stronger and more confident than before. But the real question remains, can Willow break away from the pattern of poor decisions, or will she continue down the same path? What are your thoughts? Spoilers. Fans are unhappy by Cameron Matheson's portrayal of Drew Kane. According to General Hospital spoilers, Cameron Matheson is a daytime staple. Many of his current followers remember him playing Ryan Lavery on All My Children in the 1990s. Another audience has adored his performances as Mike Kingston in Hallmark's Murder, She Baked, and as a Good Morning America journalist. Drew Kane was once a good guy. Today, he stars on General Hospital as Drew Kane, a character who has lately undergone a makeover. Drew was once a fan favorite, an anti-hero who always did the right thing. Many admirers are displeased with the character's existing incarnation. Fans have been discussing the character's story arc on social media, and we have some of the disputed points below. Drew Kane was once a good guy. Matheson joined GH in 2021, after Billy Miller. One Reddit user commented that GH's biggest mistake was bringing in Cameron Matheson as Drew Quartermain. They added making CM Drew was definitely a big mistake. They should have just brought him in as his All My Children character of Ryan Lavery and had Ryan cross over to Port Charles from Pine Valley. The soap could have had Ryan jump in at Crimson or even at The Invader. Making him Ryan would have made a lot more sense. Cameron Matheson, not popular as Drew Kane. Those who disagreed pointed out that the story is being spun by the authors, and it's simply Matheson's job to act the words out on screen. Nonetheless, the fan community expressed their dissatisfaction with the way Drew is portrayed, with one posting, "It was a mistake to cast him as Drew. CM should not have ever came to GH. I'd rather have Vincent Irizarry as Dr. David Hayward on the show. At least he knows Anna, and we could always use more physicians. I don't understand why they brought back the character. Drew is kind of a dead-end character." Another fan had this perspective regarding Drew's fate: "I think we are supposed to hate him on every level. He'll either be dead or significantly transformed in the next 12 months. That is an intriguing concept." What are your feelings, GH fans, on Drew Kane's narrative trajectory? Have you considered that the character could be forced into a corner with no way out? Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.